Plus, a Bay Area man has his license suspended for a crime he didn't commit. The major mix-up and how the Polk County Sheriff's Office hopes to fix that problem today.
It's a muggy one out there this morning. Coming up, Storm Team 8 meteorologist Lee Spann will show us who has the best chance at thunderstorms and when. Well, good morning and welcome to News Channel 8 today. I'm Gail Guayardo.
And I'm Marco Villarreal. Glad to have you with us on this Monday, 5:30 now. We're checking in with Lee Spann. She's got to look at the forecast. Is it me or is it just extra humid today?
It is extra humid. There's two different weather patterns that we get in the summertime on a usual basis, and the one that we're in now brings winds off the Gulf, and that's why it feels extra humid. I mean, it's winds that are coming right off the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. The water there's 90 degrees now. So that also pushes in maybe a shower or two along the coast in the next few hours. So if you're out and about west of I-75, really your best rain chances are between now and lunchtime. So here it is, your max offender rate's future radar mode. Notice I've stopped this at 7 a.m. 1 or 2 showers that develop near the coast. But as that breeze continues to push farther and farther inland, the coast stays dry in the afternoon. Again, great day to head to the beach in the afternoon. And the heavier downpours will happen east of I-75. Otherwise, it is going to be hot and humid. You know the drill, all the way up to 92 degrees. So coming up at 5:38, I do have an 8-day temperature trend, and we do trend a little cooler. I'll explain why. Gail and Marco, back to you.
All right, new this morning, a Hillsborough County animal shelter is picking up the pieces after a break-in over the weekend.
We're talking about the Raining Cats and Dogs Animal Shelter. That's where Amanda Shavari is joining us this morning. And Amanda, you're in Plant City. This has got to be devastating for the organization.
I'm sure it is, and the good news we can tell you this morning is that all of the animals are safe. You can actually see some of our audience behind us, cats in the window right there. Now, according to the shelter's Facebook page, it looks like whoever did this was not going after the animals. They were just looking for stuff to sell for a quick buck. But one of the kittens did escape during the break-in. Thankfully, this morning we can tell you that kitten is back inside the shelter and safe. So take a look. This is cross-eyed Russian blue cat Potter. He actually snuck out one of those windows when the thieves ripped out an AC unit. The animal shelter says he was so scared he spent hours hiding under a porch, but they were finally able to get him to come out and go back inside. There are photos posted on Facebook of the Raining Cats and Dogs shelter about that break-in on Saturday. They say whoever did this actually tipped the security lights down so they wouldn't be seen and cut power to the building. They stole things like lawnmowers, AC units, and a dog kennel, leaving behind just the box. But take a good look at your screen. The owner wants you to see this box, and if you see anything similar to the kennel being sold online, call the police right away. The shelter does go on to say that the things that were stolen from them will take a while for them to raise the money to replace on their own, but you can donate to the shelter by heading to WFLA.com, and we'll connect you with them there. But the good news in all of this, Marco, is that none of the animals were hurt and they are all safe this morning.
Yeah, and the one little kitty that escaped, glad that it's now back in its home for a little bit. Amanda, thank you.
5:33 on this Monday morning. While you were sleeping, News Channel 8 has been making calls to learn more about a shooting in Bradenton. Now, according to the Manatee Sheriff's Office, an 18-year-old man was shot in the area of 5th Street and 61st Avenue East. His injuries are not life-threatening. We're still working to learn who shot him and if deputies have made any arrests.
Happening today, the accused gunman in the Parkland school shooting attack is due back in court for a hearing today. Defense attorneys for Nicholas Cruz, they plan to ask a judge to order investigators to preserve more evidence in the case, except for the building where the 17 people were killed. That is set to be demolished. The judge is also expected to consider today whether to release the statement that Cruz made to detectives after the shooting. His attorneys claim it would hurt his right to a fair trial.
A Winter Haven man is hoping to get back behind the wheel today after receiving what he calls a shocking letter from the State Highway Safety Department. The letter informed Michael Neely his license was suspended because of a felony conviction. Thing is, he's never been jailed for anything. Turns out the letter was meant for another man with the same name.
His birth date is like November 25th, 1960. Mine is January 26, 1954. And so there's a big difference right there.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office is aware of the issue. They believe it was human error and hope to have it fixed by today.
Also this morning, a Bradenton mission group is already planning their next visit to Haiti despite finding themselves trapped in the middle of violent riots. The mission team from Woodland Community Church finally made it back home, and Sunday share their experience with the congregation. Protest over a rise in fuel prices blocked the group's only way to the airport at the end of their trip, so they had to wait it out, something they believe was a sign.
We realized we weren't going to make it home that day. Honestly, our team was really excited about it. I was really excited about it. We got extra days because we just didn't really feel like we were done. Like, it went by really fast, and we were like, okay, we ended up getting 2 extra nights out of it.
But it is for yours and yours.
While the students and the adults, they tell us they all want to go back.
May you get the...
And trending now, Hulk Hogan back in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Yeah, after years of work apologizing for a racist comment, the Clearwater native is back, and there may be more to come. Avery Cotton is here now with a look at what happened. What's next? Avery?
Good morning, Gail and Marco. The entertainment company terminated its contract with the Clearwater native back in 2015 after a leaked audio recording of him using the N-word. He was quickly fired by WWE, and all mention of the wrestler was scrubbed from their website. But now, after an apology tour, a suspension, and 3 years working with kids, the company announced he's reinstated. In a statement, the company said this second chance follows Hogan's numerous public apologies and volunteering to work with young people where he is helping them learn from his mistake. These efforts led to a recent induction to the Boys and Girls Clubs of America Alumni Hall of Fame. Hogan has since tweeted in part, just met with the WWE superstars, and on all levels, the volume of love and support was overwhelming. I've been praying for this day, and I finally feel like I made it back home. Now, word is going around that Hogan may be making a return to WWE television. Definitely something that we would want to be on the lookout for this Clearwater native.
You know, like we were talking about earlier, some people are about forgiveness and second chances, but then other people kind of mad about it.
Still stuck on that, but here, the fact of the matter is, I mean, he is a wrestling icon. He's classic. People remember him from when they were kids, you know. And
right. And you see him out and about here. He's always at Ruth Chris. Brother. He likes steak.
He likes that protein.
Yeah. All right.
All right, thanks, Avery.
And we have a lot of good men and women working for law enforcement in our community. Sergeant Leonette Garfield and Deputy Tara Quezada are an example of that this morning. They first noticed a man sitting by himself looking blue. Well, it turns out he had been taking care of his siblings, one of them with autism. He was $100 short on rent. Without hesitation, Sergeant Garfield offered to cover it for him. Then Deputy Quesada took him grocery shopping. The sheriff's office says this is just one example of deputies going above and beyond the call of duty.
I love that. Oh, such good people in law enforcement. 538, good morning, Lee.
Always helping out, for sure. We appreciate that. At 538, it's muggy out there. Skies are mostly clear. I mean, you can see from the flag here, the Hyundai of Newport Richey, not much of a breeze to help you out either. And temperatures will climb up very quickly as soon as the sun rises. So we hit 92, but you factor in the dew point. That's how we gauge how humid it is. Anything over 70 is pretty sticky, so 74 is pretty rough. It's going to feel like 102 later today. So your rain chances, notice the yellow shaded area basically west of I-75. Your rain chances only 20%, and the majority of your storms will be before 1 o'clock this afternoon. After 1 o'clock, the coverage is going to be a little bit better in places like Polk County, Highlands County, eastern Hillsborough, eastern Pasco. So overall today and tomorrow, the rain chances are 30%. But they go up to 40 and 50% by the end of the week. And when that happens, we do trend the temperatures down from 92 today down to 89 Friday, Saturday. Meredith, how's traffic on the 8s?
Well, and following an accident in Pinellas County in St. Pete, Roosevelt at 28th Street North still reported with some roadblocks. So 34th Street or 49th are your alternates. However, I've been checking in on this, and we have a couple of ambulances that have just left the scene. So this could start to clear soon. Of course, I'll keep you updated on that throughout the morning. Accident on southbound 75 between the Apex and Bruce B. Downs, not reported with roadblock, and we are in the green there, indicating no delays. Also a crash southbound 75 at the ramp to the Selman Expressway. Again, no roadblock reported, and I'm not seeing any delays there. So we'll wrap up with a look at the Howard Franklin Bridge. This is going to be inbound to Tampa, and right now, just a 6 or 7 minute trip across the water, so can't argue with that. Margot, Gail, back to you.
All right, thank you, Maren. Don't forget, today you have another chance to win Park Hopper passes to Universal Orlando. All you have to do is watch News Channel 8 today and be the 8th caller when you when we give you the number now, it will happen sometime between now and 7 this morning. Our Fast and Furious contest runs through Friday. And folks are going to have such a good time. Great way to wrap up the summer.
And we're talking about how it's hot sometimes. Well, there's tons of stuff to do indoors, too, like the Fast and Furious ride. It's indoors.
And a lot of water rides.
A lot of water rides, yeah.
You can walk around soaked. A story being watched around the world.
Coming up, the way President Trump and Vladimir Putin will meet today that has Democrats crying foul.
Plus, the future of car repair ahead, the way you may soon be able to get your car fixed without even going to a mechanic.
And don't forget, you can follow us on Instagram and make sure you tag your photos with @WFLA. We're always posting the best of the best there. Right now, 5:40, and you're watching News Channel 8 today.
News Channel 8 traffic is brought to you by Wild Lexus Sarasota.
At the Fernandez firm,
we represent people wrongfully injured in automobile crashes. Have you been wrongfully injured?
Contact us at fernandezfirm.com.
With iSofa from Rooms To Go, your dream sofa is only 3 steps away. 1, pick any style you want, like that, or even that. 2, choose the color. And don't go with the one you like, go with the one you love. 3, pick the pillows that say this beautiful sofa is officially mine. iSofa. Design your perfect sofa and get it in days. It's the style, value, and comfort you've been looking for at Rooms To Go.
Trust the 4 p.m. newscast that's on your side today on First at 4.
Nobody gets your carpet, tile, or hardwood as clean and healthy as Stanley Steamer.
That's why I call.
Call or go online for our $99 special.
Stanley Steamer, your certified cleaner.
BMW, the ultimate driving machine. During the BMW Summer On Sales event, receive a credit of up to $3,000 on select models.
Have you smelled this new litter?
No.
Nobody has. It's unscented.
New Tidy Cats Free and Clean Unscented. Powerful odor control with activated charcoal. Free of dyes, free of fragrances. Tidy Cats Free and Clean. When no sense makes sense.
News Channel 8 is giving you a new reason to follow our official Instagram posts. Every Tuesday, one of our anchors or reporters will be posting a behind-the-scenes look of their day at work. It's Instagram Takeover Tuesday. Follow @WFLA today.
Storm Team 8 weather sponsored by All Florida Ramjack, your local foundation repair experts.
Well, political news dominated the headlines the past few days. From here at home to around the world, News Channel 8's Evan Donovan, host of our Sunday political show, takes a look at what we can expect in the week ahead.
This week in politics, the big story that'll be watched around the world. Monday's meeting between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Finland. There's no official reason for the meeting, and the two will meet privately behind closed doors with only translators present. The meeting comes amid bipartisan demands to cancel it after Friday's indictment of 12 Russian secret agents removed all doubt that Russia's government is responsible for interfering in the 2016 election. In Fort Myers on Wednesday, the Democratic candidates for governor will hold their second-to-last debate. The latest polling shows Miami Beach Mayor Philip Levine with a small 2-point lead on former Representative Gwen Graham. And a very local political story right here in Hillsborough County, a school boundary meeting for the county's newest high school in the fast-growing southeastern area. The new high school will offer relief and balance enrollments out. The attendance boundaries of Leonard, East Bay, Newsom, and Durant high schools could be impacted. The first of 2 meetings on this subject and the new boundaries is Wednesday night from 6 to 7:30 at Shields Middle School in Ruskin. That's a look at the week ahead in politics. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Evan. Now, in an 8 on your side Consumer Report, what does the future of car repair hold for us?
Consumer Reports recently made news when it recommended Tesla's new Model 3 only after the automaker fixed a braking problem that Consumer Reports discovered during its rigorous testing. And Avery Cotton, now here to explain all of that. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's this pretty neat thing here that they're doing. And what could be an automotive first, Tesla fixed the problem through what's called an over-the-air update. The car never went to a dealership for a fix. So could this be the future of car repairs? Consumer Reports takes a closer look at this emerging technology.
Look under the hood of many new cars, and it's clear that current car technology is based more on computers than combustion. And add to that, around 70% of car brands now offer some kind of wireless data connection, many of them able to send over-the-air or OTA updates for things like adding satellite radio channels or updating navigation maps. But Tesla's recent OTA update made an improvement to the car's braking system. Although the way this adjustment was made was unique, many vehicles today need repairs, especially when they're involved in a safety recall. Every year, automakers and the federal government issue hundreds of recalls, and because 1 in every 4 recalled vehicles on the road has not been fixed, there are likely millions of car owners who may not even realize their vehicles need repairs. So could OTA updates be the future of car repair?
So while cars are really becoming computers on wheels, there's still a lot of hardware. A lot of things are software controlled, and those things can be updated over the air. But when it comes to like really hardware stuff, think about it, suspension, springs, transmissions, a lot of that hardware, you're still going to have to bring it back to the dealer if you need an update.
But Consumer Reports says the prospect of this technology could be pretty great. Being able to receive an OTA update that wouldn't require you to bring your car into a dealership could save owners time and automakers money. So how far off is this scenario?
Several automakers already have this capability and more on their way, but there are risks. Because while they could update your car to make it better, they could also potentially have a mistake. They need to clearly communicate these changes to the drivers. Because something changes in the way you use your car, you need to understand that.
And you can check to see if your car has had any recalls online by using the Consumer Reports Recall Tracker tool. Enter your vehicle's year, make, and model, and you can also get a list of recalls along with information on how to get your car fixed for free. We have even more information for you right now posted on WFLA.com.
That's pretty cool. Can you do it if you're buying?